Dan and Amy, and
Come on, Dan.
The Cubs start their playoff run this Friday night against the winner of the Giants-Mets, which is, what's today? Tomorrow night, right?
Yeah.
They play tomorrow night?
Yep.
Jets and
the AL plays tonight, right? The National
I
League
think
plays
that's right.
tonight.
So will 108 years be the extent of the drought? Well, we'll ask Grant DePorter.
Look, you got to sound a little more excited about this. This
Grant
is very
DePorter.
exciting stuff. They're having a party right now, Dan. They're getting ready for the postseason.
Grant DePorter is the CEO of Harry Carey's Restaurant Group, and they opened their doors at 4:30 this morning to get the festivities started. Grant, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good morning, Dan and Amy.
Morning. So what's going on at Harry Carey's right now?
Well, we're almost packed. We opened the doors like at 4:30, and Cub fans were lined up outside. Every TV station in the city is going live in the bar right now, and it's getting crazy early. I mean, the Cubs fever has probably never been higher in our lifetime.
But why not have it on Friday morning? Why today?
Because the playoffs start today.
Okay, so this is your rally.
You got to kick it off the right way. So.
And
we thought we would be the first thing you see as the playoffs start, because the American League wild card game is tonight, National League tomorrow, and the Cubs home game is Friday.
And one of the innovations you're featuring today is a happy hour that starts at 7 a.m., which I'm all for.
Yes, it's illegal in the state of Illinois to serve liquor before 7, so that's why we're waiting. But we're doing $1.08 beers, Budweisers, from 7 to 10. $1.08. Because it's the 108th year since the Cubs last won the World Series championship.
Yeah, and you made a wonderful discovery that proves the Cubs' 108-year-long World Series drought will come to an end this year. So, I was going through this list of 108. Just go through it with us, which is the most fascinating one for you.
I'm kind of superstitious, and I believe in signs, and there's never been more signs pointing to the number 108. Everywhere I looked, there was a 108. So. Baseball in major leagues has 108 stitches. It was actually A.G. Spalding was founded in the National League. He was the Cubs' very first manager and star pitcher. He's the one that mandated you can only use his baseballs, and they have 108 stitches. His office was on 108 West Madison. Wrigley Field's left field and right field foul poles are 108 meters from home plate. In those movies that have the Cubs winning the World Series, Taking Care of Business and Back to the Future 2 are both 108 minutes long. Cub games are broadcast from the top of Willis Tower, which is 108 stories high. And we have the band Plain White Tees performing this morning. They agree, they're big Cub fans. They agreed to play. And then I checked after they committed, and they recorded 108 songs. So it just seems like everywhere you look, it's 108.
Wow. Numerology. I had no idea Grant DePorter was into numerology in addition to restaurateuring. It's very impressive.
I wrote a book about the Cubs called Hoodoo, Unraveling the 100-Year Mystery of the Chicago Cubs back in 2008. And there was signs in the book that it said it would be this year because it started talking about 108 then.
Now, what about the fact that Aroldis Chapman throws 109 miles an hour?
Uh-oh.
He does. I don't know if he goes that fast.
Oh, okay.
But it's 108, Dan.
I don't. That wouldn't. But John Lester, the star pitcher, was born in Tacoma, Washington, what's the 108th largest city in America.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go, more proof. And then the Ricketts too. Their family made their fortune in Omaha, and what's the 108th relation to that?
Yeah, well, so they made their money at TD Ameritrade on 108th Street in Omaha, Nebraska. The city of Chicago, there's like 1,336 planned development numbers. Planned developments are large-scale projects with public review. Number 108 belongs to Wrigley Field.
And I love the night game. What's the reference to that? With
so all the pre-expansion baseball teams had lights so they could do night games. And 1948 was the second longest wait. Now the Cubs had to wait till 1988 to have lights for night games. They had to sue the state. The Environmental Protection Agency says night games make too much noise. So they sued the state, and that lawsuit was number 108 at the Supreme Court.
So what do you think, Giants in 6? Giants
and the Mets?
No, the Giants and the Cubs. What do you think?
Do I think it's going to be the Giants and the Cubs?
I think it's going to sweep.
I want it to be the Mets so that we can get even for last year when they swept us. It's time to take our revenge on last year in 1969 as well.
Yeah, no, sure, of course. The Black Cat. What about
No black cat.
what about so give us the progression. It's the Mets, and then how does this go for the Cubs? Since you've got all this sussed out with your numerology.
Well, I think Washington, would be. I'm going to guess would be in the National Championship Series. And then, I'm thinking Cleveland in the finals because they, after the Cubs, have the longest wait. They've waited. We've gone 108 years, so they've gone about 68 years, I think.
Yeah.
What about the Tigers?
They're not in the
I mean-
playoffs, so that's going to be difficult for them to win.
They didn't make even the wild card.
They
spot?
did not make the wild card. I hate to break it to you. Two AL East
Oh,
teams,
I'm
Orioles
so
and Blue
sorry.
Jays. All right, Grant DePorter, enjoy the festivities, and thank you for this education on numbers, why all signs point to 108. Appreciate it. Thanks, Grant DePorter, CEO of
Everyone
Hurricanes.
listening, make sure you come on down. Be with Dutchie and Ryan Sandberg, Plain White Tees, and Joel Murray.
All right. Grant
Cool.
DePorter, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Grant, and go Cubs. And he joined us on our Go
Mets in
Cubs
6.
turnkey top pro answer line.